Hey guys, and welcome to Dan-gler Sea Fishing. Tonight I'm fishing Woodside. Now let's get fishing.
Daddy's going fishing.
Got a new rod and I got some new line. Got a boat, it's just about time to head on out to my favorite spot. It's just about fishing time. Bee bye, bicky bye, bicky bye, bo, bicky bye, bicky bye, bicky boo. Bee bye, bicky bye, bicky bye, bo, bicky bye, bicky bye, bicky boo.
Hey guys, so as I said, tonight I am fishing Woodside Beach and I am trying to target a stingray. I've been keeping an eye on this date for about a week now, looking for when the wind was going to drop, the temperature was going to increase, the water was going to be calm on an incoming tide in the evening, and I've been waiting until now, and tonight is that night. The water is flat calm as we expected. I've managed to get down here at low tide. I did want to start a little bit earlier, but there was still some kids down here from the local PGL park, and that meant that I couldn't set up quite as early as I wanted. But it doesn't matter. We should have a good chance at them tonight. So normally if you're targeting a stingray, you will be using either king rag or crab. Unfortunately, king rag seems to have been a bit difficult for me to find, so I've not been able to bring that, but I've brought plenty of peeler crab with me tonight. Tactics wise, we're going to be using pulley pennels, and I'm going to be using one at short range and one at long range. The one at short range will be aimed at trying to find a ray. This mark is fairly shallow. It's shallow at the front with muddy sand. There's a little like spit that comes out just onto my right here, and then there is a ledge further out. So where I am at the moment is like a little bay that comes in with the mud. So in sort of this area in here is where I'm expecting there could be a chance of a stingray coming in and settling in there. And where we've got that little bank, they could just sort of sit up on that bank. So it might give us a chance there. The bycatch of trying to target a stingray could be that we could find some nice hounds. So I am expecting that we might have a decent chance of finding a hound tonight as well. Obviously, peeler crabs, they can also be picked up by bass, dogfish, so we might see them as well. But fingers crossed, let's hopefully find a stingray. So as I said, tonight I am going to be using peelers. I've got two different types. So I've got some spider peelers, which I've had defrosting all day. And then I've got some shore peelers. They're all frozen because I didn't have time to nip to a shop today. And unfortunately I don't have any king rag. But that doesn't matter too much. Stingrays will come in off crab, which is you know, a predominantly part of their diet. So it's not anything I'm concerned about by not having the worm. So the two rigs I'm going to be using, so the one I'm going to be using to try and find my stingers is it's about a 3 foot drop down. So it's got a very long snood on this one to get it right away so that there can be plenty of movement around, so that hopefully we can find a nice big stinger to come and pick it up. Grip leads are essential for helping you hook the fish. It will help set the hook and should do most of the work for me. Don't be put off by the myth that grip leads put off rays. It doesn't. I've had plenty of rays on grip leads. So use that grip lead to your advantage to help set that hook. So the other rig I'm going to have set up, which I'm going to send out a bit further, is just a standard pulley rig. Reason I'm using the pulley to send out the distance is just it's quite compact. Less drag, and it makes it a little bit easier. There is a rocky ledge out there, as I said, so having that pulley to be able to get that lead right out of the way is going to make it a little bit more helpful. In terms of the tactics wise, one is going to be just flopped out about 30 yards just out into this sort of muddy area in front of me. The other one is going to be belted out onto that sort of rocky ledge that's out there, and that should get the hounds sort of patrolling around there looking for crabs. So I'm just going to peel this crab. So as you can see, I've taken the back off it, and then I'm just going to peel off this underside. I'm going to leave these legs on because I want that for better presentation, and I'm going to put this on as a whole crab. I'm just going to loosen it up enough, and I'll show you that in a moment. So I've just popped it on my baiting tool. I'm just going to whip it up. I've not worried about taking too much off. I just want enough to be able to get lots of scent out in the water. I'm not going to make this too big, but I possibly might use a second hardback just to top this up later. I'll have a think about it, but I want to keep this fairly compact. But I just want that juice to come out of that body. So I'm just going to whip it up like that, pop the hook into the top, pennel in the top there, and that's going to be my stinger bait. So there we are, there's my bait, just whipped up and popped onto my drop down, and I'm just going to flop that out about 30 yards. So why have I come here tonight? I've come to this particular spot because it is a muddy, shallowish beach. It's not shallow, but it's, you know, at high tide, it's maybe 6 to 8 foot just here, and maybe about 10 to 12 foot further out. It's not particularly deep. It has lots of little rocky marks. It has a rocky ledge out towards the back. It's got rocks with all sorts of crabs and stuff in around it. It's got lug beds. It's got worm beds. It's ideal for these sort of fish. It does get quite a few smoothhounds down here. Again, coming in for the same reason that we're hoping a stinger might come in here. I've picked tonight because it has been baking hot all day. It's really been cooking that sand at low tide, which hopefully should bring those stingers in. It tends to bring the stingers in a little bit more. It's very nice, calm conditions. It's not too rough or anything like that. It's ideal for what we're looking for. We're also on fairly big tides, which again is something that you need. Stingers tend to be most active closer in when it's calm, warm, and you're on those building bigger tides. Tonight is due to be a full moon. That doesn't affect stingers. It's the tide that affects the stingers rather than the actual moon's presence. So I'm not put off by that. Again, it shouldn't really affect the smoothhounds either. But having those nice conditions, nice and warm, nice baked sand with a tide just coming up in the evening, seems like it's the most ideal time to try and target those stingers. As I said, ideally I would be using king rag, but I haven't got any. I couldn't manage to pick any up today between work and everything, so it wasn't something I managed to get. But peeler crab, hardback crabs, you know, they make up a lot of their diet, and the peelers just have a bit more scent in there, so it should give us a good chance at maybe picking one up. Bycatch could be hounds, bass, dogfish, any of them really. So let's have a look at the setup that we're using tonight. So tonight I'm using my Sonic SK3 rods, the rebuilt and the non-rebuilt, and I've paired them up with my Pen Mag 4 525s. Reason I'm using this setup, I'm using these rods because they are quite light and easy to use, but they do have the strength in them to be able to cope with smoothhounds and stingers. And I'm using the Pen Mag 525s because they've got a lovely ratchet on them. which I will be using a lot, and I want to use the mono because it works better when you're playing stuff like smoothounds and stingrays. What a beautiful evening it is down here. It is so calm and quiet, it's absolutely lovely. When I got down here, the PGL kids were down here, so it meant I couldn't set up, but I did meet a gentleman who was just setting up fishing. I didn't catch your name, I'm really sorry, but it was lovely chatting to you. And he did say if I do happen to get into a stinger, they'll come and give me a hand. But likewise, I have got them to agree that if they do get a stinger, I can bring it over here to show you guys. Just had a fish jump out the water, just I'm assuming it's a little school bass. So with stingrays and smoothounds and bass for that as well, they are not bothered by shallow water. So at the moment, I would say we've got maybe 2.5, 3 foot of water, and they will not think anything of coming in to even the point that the top of their back is sticking out. They don't worry about shallow water, so it doesn't matter how shallow this water is that we're already fishing into, we've still got a chance of getting them now. So as you can see, as I said, it's really not that deep here. There's where that little ledge is out there, and then you've got a big set of rocks just over here, and I'm fishing with a little spit that comes out sort of here out, and then it widens out into this area and this area onto them Wootton rocks area, and then there's where that ledge is. So I've got one in around here, and the other one is sat probably around here-ish at the moment. So the nice thing about this type of fishing is the fact that I can have quite a casual conversation with you guys, and I don't need to worry about looking behind me because I've got my ratchets on. I'll hear it if one of them goes. So it does mean I don't have to keep turning around quite so much when I'm talking to you guys. So the sun has almost completely gone down. Still got a little bit of red to the rear there, but it is getting quite dark now. So hopefully we might start seeing some action soon. Maybe we'll see a hound. Starting to get a bit more water now as well. So I'll get some fresh baits out there and see what we can find. So guys, because this venue could turn up some hounds tonight, let's talk about PBs. So my PB for hounds is 14 and a bit. I can't remember exactly what it was quite a long time ago. So it's just over 14 pounds. So if I manage to catch anything going forward that's 14 pound 2 or more, that would be my PB. I know it's not enormous, but it's a good fish. Last year, 13.3 was the biggest I managed. I didn't manage that many doubles last year. I think I had 3. One was 13.3, one was 12, and the other was just over 10. But I didn't target them that much. So I do like to vary my fishing. I like to mix it up and aim for different species and challenge myself. And it's different when it's a comp, obviously. Sometimes I'll be targeting the species, or sometimes I'll be targeting what I think is the easiest thing to get. Anyway, if there is anything in particular that people would like me to try and target, please let me know. Drop me a comment on there, and let me know what it is you want me to see having a go for. I do have gilthead on my list that I want to try. I'm hoping to get out for them sometime later this month, so that would be quite good. But yeah, if there's anything in particular, obviously it does need to be something that I can catch from the island. It doesn't matter if it's rare from the island, I'll give it a go. But if it's not possible, you know, there's no point me saying try and catch a halibut, because I'm not going to catch one. But yeah, if there's something that I've got a chance for, I'll give it a go. I'm quite good at research as well, so I'll give it a good research and give myself the best chance at trying to get it. The thing with targeting smoothounds and stingrays is it can be quiet as anything, and then suddenly all hell breaks loose, and you know, you could have both rods going at the same time with hounds and stuff. So it's one of them ones that you just have to sort of stay on your toes enough that if it does all suddenly kick off, it can, but it can have really quiet spells as well. But yeah, we'll see how it brings. With the hounds, they tend to coincide with 2 hours before high tide up being the best times to get them. The reason for that is crabs tend to be most active in those 2 hours before and 2 hours after high tide. So because of that, you do tend to get more activity with the hounds around those times because there is more for them to feed off. So with that in mind, I'm thinking in about an hour's time will probably be our optimum time for us to see some hounds, or at least a hound. Who knows, I'm not going to be too optimistic, but we'll see. Can't always expect to catch things, and you can't always catch what you're intending to target, but we can give it a good go. So I've just baited up my my next bait, which is obviously a crab, but it's a peeler crab. So what I've done is I've just taken the body off and just peeled off on the bottom there. I've got a little bit of loose bait elastic to take off the bottom there. But as you can see, I've got 2 hooks coming out nice and proudly off the side, but I've left the legs just dangling free just for better presentation. And I've left them solid. I haven't bothered peeling them at all, just the body. Just so I could wrap that up neatly. A smoothound and that will hit that pretty hard, so. Oh. Well, this is weird. It feels like this. Oh. Thought there was one on there, but it's tiny. Well, guys, this is not quite the. If I hold it there, maybe. This is not really the size I was after. When I said I might get some smoothounds. I mean, it's a beautiful little pup, this one. He's got lovely spots all over him, but he's not really the one I was looking for. If we were going to get a smoothound, was much bigger than this. So anyway, let's get this guy back. But the hounds are starting on the feed, and it is 11:15. Said about 11. Anyway, let's see if we can find some more. Well, guys, we managed to get one fish. Not really what I was looking for. It's not a stingray, and it's not a particularly big hound. It was just a small little hound, but it's the start of the fishing. We're now at 11 o'clock. So as I said earlier, this is when I expect to start seeing some hounds. So hopefully we can see something a bit better. Ooh, we're in here, guys. Feels like a better fish, this. Oh, he's woken up. Well guys, that's a better fish. That's more what we were talking about. Let's, as you can see, beautiful fish, put up a lovely fight as well. Great fun. I do love catching these guys. Anyway, let's get this guy weighed, pop him back and get the leads back out there. Well guys, that's a bit better. £11.2 in total, that one. Oh, let's get some more out there and let's have more fun with those. Well guys, I'm a bit gutted because I tried to video the fight of that fish and it was really good. It was pulling and it was taking line and everything. And then I realised I didn't actually hit record. Absolute rookie error. So I'm only gonna have to go and try and catch another one now. Well guys, I am actually fishing without my ratchets at the moment. I've just got them loosely set on the drag so that hopefully they don't go flying into the water. But it just means I can see the bites a little bit easier. The ratchets would just pull in a bit with a bit of weed. So it's easier to fish without them now. So I do need to keep an eye on them. But I've got to say, you know, when you come out targeting stingray and then get a double figure smoothound, that's always good fun. That is one of the things about targeting stingray is if you don't get them, the bycatch is normally smoothounds, and a double figure I'm pretty happy with. So, well, that's my last 2 casts out. Fingers crossed we can bring you one more fish. But 2 fish couldn't be more contrasting between the 2. First one was probably the smallest smoothound that I've had in the last month, and the other one was the biggest I've had in the last month. So who knows what the next one could be if we can find one more. Oh, we're in. Whoa, he's waking up. Whoa, come here. Oh, this one is running down the beach. He's going again. Ooh. We got leader. Oh. Well guys, there we are, another one. £8 2, this one. Beautiful fish, great fight. I do love fishing for these guys. Anyway, let's get this one back. And we'll see if we can get another one on our other rod that's still out there. Well guys, and that is it from me tonight. It's been a good fun session. As I said, anytime you're fishing on the smoothounds, they're always good fun. But when you have over £20 worth in a night, it's always a good night. Anyway, if you are enjoying my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you then.